Yes, hello and welcome to On the Bench. In football, a massive week for Grimsby Town, the biggest game for a long time in the Mariners' season in the conference playoff final at Wembley against Bristol Rovers. I'm delighted to say, joining me in the studio, two key players from what's been a terrific season for the Mariners, Jon-Paul Pittman and Nathan Arnold. Guys, good evening.
Hiya.
Welcome along. We also visited the Wheelsby Park Riding School this week, and as usual, we'll be bringing you Jim Gale's weekly home workout. Following this, in the second half of the show, we'll be chatting more about local sides and, of course, that big day out for Grimsby at Wembley this weekend. Well, let's look back at what's been a terrific season for you. Nathan, first of all, what's the buzz around the ground at the moment and around the club?
It's absolutely, through the roof. But, we've got one more big game to go, so we keep our feet firmly on the ground and, look forward to what should be an exciting day.
Jon-Paul, what about the preparation? Does it differ any in a build-up to a Wembley game from any other game in the season?
It's always going to be slightly different in a sense because obviously there's a lot at stake. But one thing I've enjoyed about the preparation all season long has been consistent. We've been doing the same things that have been working for us, and it's been, it's easier as a player when you've got that sort of regime, you know what to kind of expect. So not much has changed, but obviously the focus has switched to this one match.
Let's get this question out of the way first then. Would you swap an automatic place for a day out at Wembley?
If you win, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you can only go to Wembley and win, but they say it's the best way to go, don't they? But we chased hard. We put a good run together near the end, but unfortunately we ran out of games. But we're confident enough that we can do the business.
Ironic, isn't it? You played Bristol Rovers in the first game of the league season. Now you're playing them on the last game. Yeah. It's been a long old season. How difficult is it to get out of this conference?
It's very difficult. Teams come down and they think that they're going to go straight back up, and that's not the case. I think Barnet did it in 2 seasons, which there's only a few teams that have done that. So it takes some adapting, getting used to. But there's some big clubs in this league, and it is a very tough league to get out of. But I think Grimsby and Bristol have by far been the most consistent and probably deserved to get in the.
I think the omens are good, You scored your first goal of your career against Bristol Rovers, didn't you?
Yeah, it was 4-3. Yeah, I can remember that.
What do you remember about it?
I was only a young boy. I think I was 17 at the time, 18, and got my chance. And I think I played in the FA Vars or something in the midweek, and then the gaffer pulled me up and gave me my debut against Bristol. So I think I scored after 13 minutes. So hopefully I can do that again Sunday. And
Linnell John Lewis has got a birthday on Sunday as well. What a day to have your birthday.
Yeah, I've told him not to not to forget the cakes. I've said that. It doesn't matter if it's Wembley or not. You've still got to bring your cakes in. So.
Yeah, so double celebration hopefully. What are your plans briefly? We're going to talk some more obviously about this. When are you going down?
We're going down Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to soak it all up, but main thing is to relax and stay calm. We're going to go and visit Wembley on the Saturday, and then take the pictures, videos, and do whatever you've got to do, get it out of the way. Sunday's obviously the game, so yeah.
Second time for you as well?
Yeah, second time, yeah.
But, all about it, brilliant. Yeah. So we'll talk some more about the Mariners' big day out this weekend very soon. Let's turn our attention away from Grimsby Town just a moment. Our crew recently visited Wheelsby Park Riding School. Let's have a look at this.
Along today to find out about Grimsby's longest and most established riding school. Originally set up in 1948 by the Woodhead family, I'm here to find out more.
My name's Lisa Wainman. I'm the Marketing and Events Manager at Wheelsby Park Riding School. The school was established in 1948 by Mr Herbert Davis. He bought it for his daughter Jean Davis, and it's still in the family tradition because her sister Glenys Woodhead is still running the school, and we've been going over 60 years. We've got plenty to offer here. We have all about 50 horses altogether. Half of them are for the riding school and half are used in the professional livery side. We have an indoor arena, an outdoor arena, and we have some nice paddocks with cross-country fences in. Firstly, we support the local Riding for the Disabled Association. We keep the horses here and support all their needs. And we also are quite proud that we're a riding school in the centre of Grimsby. It's a built-up area, and it's just an ideal opportunity for the local children. We offer riding lessons for complete beginners, starting at 5 years old, right the way through, all different levels, adults and up to the advanced riders. You can contact us by telephone in Grimsby 01472 355 62. We also have a Facebook site and a website. You can quite easily contact us on there and we will get back to you.
The Canter Club is a club what we run on a Saturday morning between 9 and 12:30. The benefits are the children learn to ride, to groom, to look after the ponies and to come together as a club. They do all kinds of activities with the ponies. To join the club, you would get in touch with Mrs Woodhead at Willesby Park Riding School.
My name's Tracy Woodhead. I've been here since I was 16 and left school. I'm a professional rider and trainer. My achievements are riding and producing home-produced horses that we've trained right from scratch. I've won 6 national titles. I've ridden internationally on our own home-produced horses. So I've ridden for the country in 2001 and 2002. We train horses for dressage. First we have to get their confidence, we have to get a good rapport with them so they trust us. Also we have to have a firmness with them as well so they respect us. And then it's getting the horse to work with you and understand them, their needs, their weaknesses, their strengths, what they need. And it's like developing an athlete. We offer lessons for any individual that at whatever goal they want, whether it's a big goal or a small goal, or we go the whole range really.
We just don't realise how lucky we are having facilities like this on our doorstep. Thank you very much to Willesby Park Riding School for letting us in on their day-to-day basis and showing us what they can achieve.
Yes, thanks, Matt. Well, let's go back to Grimsby Town now. Big weekend, of course, at Wembley this weekend. Nathan, second time for you, of course, isn't it? Does that help you, and does that help you and the team, that you've sort of broken the ice, so to speak?
Yeah, I think so. I've been fortunate enough, I'm very grateful to be my second time round. So I think it's psychological, it is an advantage, to go there, and especially if you've experienced it before. It definitely gets you, your nerves down a bit, and because it is overwhelming,
Yeah, what is it like walking out there? Well, you've seen it so many times on television.
Yeah.
Can you tell him what it's like?
What's it like, mate?
Just all your career, builds up to that one game. You got your family there, your friends there, and it's an opportunity to just go and it's the biggest stage in your football career. So it's a great day out for everybody, and it's a great opportunity to play in front of your family.
Let's talk about the season. I mean, this is the icing on the cake, isn't it, of course? But I mean, what about the psychological advantage that Rovers may have, John-Paul, in terms of they've beaten you once in the season? It was always about Bristol Rovers, wasn't it? Will they bounce straight back?
Yeah, they'll probably argue that the advantage is with them. But I don't think you can look at it like that. This just one isolated fixture, completely different to a league fixture, neutral ground, overwhelming stadium, big crowd. So I don't really think anything that's happened previously comes into it. You just focus on the moment.
Let's talk about the manager. How do you rate the job he's done this season?
He's done a fantastic job. There was some hard times early on in the season, with results and that not going our way. But I believe we had suspensions at the beginning of the season and a few injuries, so that hampered us a little bit and got off to a slow start. But apart from that, he's done a fantastic job. Yeah,
he was under fire, wasn't he, briefly? How much, as players, do you take notice of what the fans are saying, and what they're shouting, and what they're saying in the press and on social media and so forth?
Yeah, you can't completely shield yourself from what's going around, and especially like you say with social media the way it is now. But the professional side of you has to kind of block that out, because you just got to concentrate on your job, and the manager has to concentrate on his job, and the assistant and everybody. So you can't really get too focused on the other side.
It's Grimsby Town all the way tonight as we look forward to a big weekend out at Wembley. Stay with us here on the bench, and we're going to be talking some more about that in the second half of the show. First though, taking us to the break, is Jim Gale's home workout.
Hi, welcome to Jim Gale's Home Workouts. Over this 4th series, we're going to go through a number of workouts to hit different aspects of fitness and also to hit different areas of your body. Before we get started, we need to go through some health and safety. First of all, always warm up at the start and always cool down at the end. Also, I'll be asking you to use some equipment at home, so don't use anything too heavy and never push yourselves too hard. Okay, let's get started. Today I'm going to go through speed and agility. You're going to start with high knees. You can pop a towel or something soft and safe between the legs and just drive the knees up nice and high. The reason we put the towel there is so that you're moving a little bit side to side and it's better for the agility aspect. The next one you're going to do is side jumps. Make sure you're not going too fast and it's a soft landing every time. Again, you'll need something there because it's something to jump over. Use your arms, drive you up and try and get as high as you can and get as many as you can in that short amount of time. Make sure you breathe. Next one we're going to do is a Heisman, knee up, changing that leg and going over the towel every time. Make sure you crunch your abs a little bit. Make sure it all comes together in the middle. We're breathing, constantly moving. If this gets too hard, slow it down. And that's speed and agility.
Yes, welcome back to On the Bench. Coming up in this half of the show, we'll be chatting about Hull City's remaining fixtures in the Premier League and, of course, more about Grimsby's big game out at Wembley this weekend. Nathan, we talked about walking out at Wembley. I was fortunate enough to be at Blundell Park a couple of weeks ago talking to former England manager Graham Taylor. It's so different, isn't it? An empty Blundell Park compared with, well, it would have been heaving, obviously. It was heaving for the second leg of the semi-final against Eastleigh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, throughout the season, you go to different kinds of grounds, different kind of atmospheres, and normally you have to get yourself up for big games. You know, well, every game. But when the playoffs come and Blundell Park was packed, you know, you don't need to get up for it. You know, the fans, everything like that, the buzz around it just gets you up for the game anyway.
Talk about the 2 legs of that semi-final against Eastleigh. I mean, who would have thought? You went down there, you got the perfect result, and you got off to a flying start, literally, didn't you? Yeah,
the preparations wasn't great, but you know, we've had that a few times this season.
And a delayed kick-off.
Sort of brought us together, you know, as a team, and you know, we got off to a fly, like you said, and you know, the result was massive for us to go to Blundell Park.
Let's talk about the goals, and you can comment on this as well, because I mean, okay, it's all the spotlights on him, but they were 2 terrific goals. How special were they?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I've watched them back, obviously, but no, the most important thing was to get the win, but to score 2 in a semi-final, you know, of a playoff, and for huge magnitude as well, it was great to score the 2.
There was quite a bit of smart money on Eastleigh, because I mean they are the team. They were the team that crept in there. Television suddenly wanted them on. They wanted to give them plenty of exposure. Yeah. And it was, the script was, I guess, that they were going to take the first leg, and it wasn't going to turn out the way it did.
Yeah, I suppose they're probably underdogs, and people like to see you know, the underdogs coming out on top. But I think we were so professional in the way we went about the job that we didn't really give them too much of a chance to stamp their authority on the two ties. But just going back to Nate's goals, you know, we're roomy, so whenever we go on away trips, we always sit and watch clips of our favourite players. You know, I like to watch old Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. Nate watches, you know, who he likes. And I said to him, wouldn't it be nice to have your own highlight reel with all your best bits? And then he went and scored those 2 goals. So I'm taking a little bit of credit for that.
Yeah, all right. That's brilliant. And he's being very modest there. We're going to look at one of your goals as well from the season in a short while. Goal of the season quickly for you, what would it be? You only do good goals now.
I think it was the last one. I think at Eastleigh in the semi-final, the second one. Having looked back, and you know, it was huge to go back to Blundell Park with the lead.
Bristol Rovers. Let's talk about them now. Craig Disley, of course, he's had promotion with Bristol Rovers. Does that help you? Have you managed to get any inside info? I know it was a while ago, but does that give you a psychological edge, do you think?
I think the boys have experienced success. There's a few. We've got a young squad, but I think Scott Brown got out this league with Fleetwood. Like you say, Craig Disley. You know, me and JP, we've played in the league as well. So, I mean, it definitely helps with the experience you gain, yeah.
Yeah. And but it's not going to be like any other league game, is it? It's Wembley.
It's a lot different. It's just one of those things. It's Like you say, it's completely different. It's a single fixture. You've got to go out there and give it your all, however long it takes, and you can't really pay too much attention to what's been and gone.
Okay, let's just put Grimsby on hold a moment. I know it's difficult on a week like this. Let's talk about matters elsewhere in the region. Hull City, they're in dire straits, aren't they, at the bottom of the Premier League? John-Paul, what do you make of the way things are going to go from here on in?
Well, I don't know, it's tough. I mean, what an amazing league, but what a difficult league it is for, you know, some of the smaller clubs. I know Hull's not a small club, but in comparison to, you know, the top guys, what a difficult task it is to try and stay in the top flight. And you know, although they've had some good performances this season, it's all about picking up the points, isn't it? So, you know, that's what it comes down to.
Is it all about the money? Is it all about those signings you make in the summer?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I remember the season Blackpool came up, they played some great football. They didn't have the household names that, you know, are known the world over. They played some great stuff. They didn't make it, but I don't think it's all about the money. It's not all about the money, but obviously it's a massive factor.
I don't think I know what the answer is going to be, but I mean, just how important is it for Hull City and for this region to stay in the Premier League?
It's massive, you know. Me personally, I'm a Newcastle fan, and they're just above. So I wouldn't like to see either of them relegated, if I'm honest. And you know, Steve Bruce done a magnificent job there. But I mean, Hull City, you know, they've really, I think, held their own since they've been in the top flight. And you know, it's good to see teams. I think they was from League Two, weren't they, at one stage? So to see them grow, and same with Bournemouth. You know, you always want to see teams do well, especially local teams like Hull.
We're talking about Hull City. You say you're a fan of Newcastle. Somebody tells me you support Notts County.
No, that's like a dagger to my heart.
Oh, right.
No, you know, Forest is a club that's close to me.
I just changed my notes.
Yeah, right. Purely because I was there for so many years, but I'm a Liverpool fan at heart.
Yeah. What about Hull's remaining games? Finally, Spurs and Manchester United. What do you think?
I think when you come to this stage of the season, you know, I think ability and talent goes out the window. I think it's all about heart and determination, and you know, I'm sure they've got that in abundance, and you know, they're fighting for their lives. So I think they can definitely get a result in their last two games.
You say heart. I mean, all the teams at the bottom must take heart from Leicester City. I mean, look, they were cut adrift, weren't they? They turned it right around. And
yeah.
Is that all about confidence?
I was just going to say that. Yeah, confidence is a massive factor. Sometimes. You know, I've had it in my career before. You've gone into the game, you're feeling like you've lost before you've even started, and that's what happens when you lose week in, week out. But they seem to have bucked the trend, and they're starting to turn it around.
Okay, right, guys. Let's look ahead to Wembley again and talk about this. This is the icing on the cake. It's the culmination of a long old season, from the first game against Bristol Rovers, of course, to playing Bristol Rovers at Wembley. And your goals, again, we saw some special ones against Eastleigh in the semi-final. Let's look at a goal from this season. We're going to see a goal, and we'll talk about it in just a moment or two.
Clash of designers. In comes the Arnold free kick. Oh, Magnay nearly got this in. Well, Arnold's up there. Arnold's there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Route 1 football. Town lead 2-0 in the 38th minute, courtesy of Nathan Arnold. Thomas again. Nathan Arnold. Now finds Clay. McCreth making the run. Reversed it to Linnell John Lewis. Edge of the area. Oh, Arnold, for once his control let him down. Good play by Lon. Bender gets it away. Only to McLaughlin. Oh! Unlucky by. Penalty spot. Keeper comes out. Misses it. In it goes. That's the equaliser. And this. Through to Pittman. Still Pittman tries a shot. Goal. Pittman gets the equaliser brilliantly, and he didn't even let it bounce. Took it on the volley. 86 minutes gone. 3-0 Town lead.
Yeah. So Nathan, that goal against Dartford, where was it amongst the goals of the season for you?
It was special for me because it got me up and running. I was out for 3 months injured, so to come back with a goal, you know, and announce myself, it was big, yeah.
It was a really sweet finish, wasn't it?
I caught it well, yeah, and Jack, what he's done, you know, what he's done all season, and got down the flanks and, you know, put in a good ball in, and, you know, I managed to get a good contact on it.
Okay, let's look at it again. You can never see this goal enough. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, all the defenders were, you know, drawn to the ball, and I just ordered my run a little bit, and you know, fortunately Jack found me, and you know, caught it well.
And it was always going away from the keeper. I don't know whether here we go. Look. Wasn't it?
Yeah, that seems a long time ago.
It's a shame there weren't a few more fans just behind that goal to appreciate it. Is that something he tries in training?
Yeah, we were just having a laugh previously, saying that, you know, he's a wonder goal specialist, but that was a cultured finish. You know, I've tried that a few times myself, and it's ended up in the main road. So yeah, he's done well with that one to keep it on target.
Yourself up.
John-Paul, you're firmly established at the club now. How do you see you've developed personally?
Yeah, well, one of the main things, you know, that was on top of my priority list when I signed was keeping fit and playing as many games as possible. I think I played nearly 40, so it's decent for me considering the last few seasons I've had. Got some goals along the way, so yeah, I've progressed as a player, and I've enjoyed my football again, enjoy going into training every morning.
And Nathan, you're on a season-long loan from Cambridge. What's the future for you?
Well, Cambridge part of the retain list last week, and you know, my future is no longer there, so I become a free agent in the summer. But you know, we're going to get Wembley out of the way and then see what happens from there.
Yeah, let's talk about the players that make up the team and the successful sort of show you've had this season. Who do you see as the key players as you go towards this big game on Sunday?
I think when you come to big games like this, you look for leaders, and you know, we're a young squad, but we've got plenty of experience in there, you know, and who's had quite a lot of success as well at this level and got out of this league. Somewhat have played Football League too. Myself, JP, Disley, Scott Brown with Fleetwood. So I mean, at this stage, you want to just look at players and you know, find leaders in the dressing room. And that's what the gaffer will be looking for on Sunday.
Let's talk about the fans. How important have they been this season?
Yeah, they've been, you know, a key really, a key. Such a massive fan base. The catchment area is, if you're from Grimsby, then you support Grimsby Town, which is something I like. You know, you don't see that too much. You know, modern football, people want to go and support the Premiership teams and whatnot, but you know, people love the club, and you see that in the way that, you know, they present themselves on the match day and the way they sing for the team, no matter what's going on.
And I will say as well, you know, come up against Grimsby a few times, and the fans have been brilliant every time I've played against Grimsby. So, you know, that can attract players as well.
And does a win at Wembley and promotion mean a new stadium? Is there much buzz about that? Much talk about that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's that simple. I think it would be something that would probably help the situation, but I don't know the ins and outs of it, so it's hard to comment. Really.
Let's get Wembley out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we've got time for this evening, sadly. Many thanks again to John-Paul Pittman and Nathan Arnold. Really good luck this weekend. We're rooting for you,
Thanks.
of course. And thank you, of course, for joining us on the bench. Thanks for watching at home. We really want to hear your news and views on social media, so do look out for us on Facebook and Twitter. And if you want more football discussion, don't forget you can catch On the Bench Extra Saturday morning at 10 on Estuary TV. For now, though, from me, from the guys, bye-bye.